Alright, so this was the Harbor Freight wood tool chest that has been definitely changed to suit my personal needs as an everyday carry / pocket knife, basically glorified jewelry box. Yeah, so I'm going to walk you through this, how I accomplished this, okay, and give you a couple of tips and tricks if you care to do the same thing. Alright, so if you love the look of the natural wood of the box, the way it comes straight from the store, then awesome, all the power to you. You don't have to go through this whole process like I did, and I've done it twice, because this is box number dos for me. Alright, so what I did was, first I got rid of the lid. The lid is no more. The lid shall be no more. So got rid of the lid because I'm using the top of it to house other things that I normally had on the top of my desk here, on a little ledge that I built, that I had it right there instead. So I got rid of that in order to put this guy here, and so I wanted stuff that I used, the lamp and some other things, in my thing of pens, my revolver cylinder pen holder. So yeah, so I got rid of the lid. In doing that, I then was left with the spots here where those clasps were, and there was all those holes and everything where the clasps were. So in order to hide that better than just trying to fill the holes and paint, and sand and paint, I put this accent piece across the top that I painted. The whole box got painted, and then I did the accent piece here, and I did all the drawers in the gold color. If you want to duplicate it because you think mine is awesome and you'd like yours to look exactly the same, here are the two colors. The dark is the metallic dark copper, the Krylon's Fusion all-in-one. Really good paint for the price. They're the $6-7 cans at Walmart. Boy, has spray paint gotten expensive over the years. And the other one is the metallic gold. So metallic dark copper for the box, and metallic gold for all the drawers and the front accent piece. So, yeah, let me tell you now how I went about doing this. So, after removing the lid, had to remove all the other hardware, every bit of hardware, all the corner pieces, all the knobs, the lock here for that front drawer. Removed all of that in order to paint the boxes. So, yeah. So you have the inside is felt. Here, let me grab one that's. Do I have one that's somewhat empty? No, I don't. Here, this one's almost empty. I'll just dump the contents for right now. Alright, so I pulled them all out. They're empty, right? So you have this nice green felt, this dark green felt, and that's nice. I didn't want to mess that up. That's I like the green felt pads, everything. So what I did was I took your manila folders, your file folders, that's what this is, and cut it to the exact size, or just ever so slightly smaller, in order to drop it in there. So here's the trick though, is like, okay, so you cut it to the exact size and you put it in there and you spray paint it. How the heck are you going to get it out? So what I did was I just took some painter's tape and made a little tab, a grab tab, in order to pull it back out, so I could use it over and over. The reason why I used the manila folders as my material is because it's a little heavier duty, and it can actually take quite a bit of paint before it starts to warp like nobody's business. It still does it because there's, you know, so many drawers, and it gets so much paint, it does warp. In order to also combat that, I used your spray adhesive. So took the manila folder and sprayed the bottom of it with spray adhesive, waved it around, let it air dry just a little bit so it'd be tacky but not totally glue to the felt, because that would have been no bueno, right? So I just wanted the bottom of it to be tacky so that it would kind of stick to the Velcro, to the felt like Velcro, but then release when I needed it to release. And that helped keep it down, keep it from warping. And that way, if you can see, there are areas here where the paint did get missed. This probably was one of my first couple drawers. The first drawer or two, I didn't use the spray adhesive, so it ended up getting little bits of it didn't get covered in paint. But again, you know, it's not. It was like really close. I'm super happy with the way it came out, and those tips and tricks really helped. Then, if you are wondering how I did the big drawers, had to tape together several pieces of the cut up folders and then painter's tape all around the edges. Had to do that with the top too, because the top is lined with felt on the sides. It's lined on the sides, so I did have to use a little bit of painter's tape for accomplishing that. Thankfully, not that much. And when I used the painter's tape, obviously I didn't have to spray adhesive on this because the tape was holding it well in place. So yeah, that worked out great, being able to protect the felt and allow me to paint the wood without getting paint on the felt. Now, these boxes, the way this lid, this locking lid, front lid, not lid, but you know, front cover is designed to slide underneath here. It rests, it drops down and rests on the bottom part of the cutout. So, I can get you guys a little closer. So underneath here, I put these little sticky felt strips that I had. I don't know what the heck I had these felt strips from, but it was great that I had them and I didn't have to go out and buy stick-on felt. But you know, it's not that expensive to get a sheet of that adhesive felt squares. But that's what I did. So I did the corners here, and then a decent strip in the middle. And the purpose of that is, it didn't matter when it was wood because it was just wood touching wood. But when you do the paint, if you don't put some felt or some kind of thin padding down right there on that edge, the way the drawer sits, when it slides back and then it plops down, it's going to rest on that wood, and that wood's going to make an indentation line up here. So then you're going to get this line across, and that kind of looks unpleasant. So the felt completely remedies that. Completely takes care of that. I don't have to deal with that anymore. So that's how I did this box. put all the hardware back on. I mean, it was just the key to this is patience and letting the paint dry and do several thin coats so that it lasts a long time. But that was that. I did have to make sure before you screw these guys in, the lock in, grab the keys and make sure that you're putting it in right side up and not upside down, so that the lock actually here. Show you. So you got to make sure when you screw it back on that the lock is going up where it catches into the lip that's right here. Otherwise, if you put this on upside down, then it's obviously not going to lock. And then you're unscrewing those 4 screws, taking it off, spinning it around, and screwing them back in. Right? Unnecessary. Unless you just love to screw. If that's the case, then go at it and enjoy yourself. But yeah, so, hopefully that those tips and pointers were good advice to you, and I've inspired you to customize your Harbor Freight wood tool chest to your needs and color scheme desires. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. Hit the like, please. Thumbs up for the video, and spread the word, and go get yourself one of these Harbor Freight wood tool chests, because they are freaking awesome. Check out how much space I have. I'm going to leave this bottom drawer for future fixed blades, and then in the next one I've got some of my slightly higher end, nicer knives, just the ones that are a little fancier for my everyday rotation. And look how much space there is. There's space. And boy, did that free up space in the other box. Right? So this is kind of empty right now. Has the dividers in there. This one I've got some Olights in there. This one I dumped already. Here's the top one. I've got my lighters. My Zippo lighters that have the butane inserts for and my Sakar hole puncher. And some Valentine's candies, and they'll go away. And then a couple larger knives that get thrown into my rotation, larger folders that I have in my rotation. I decided to, that I rotate through a little more often right now because they're somewhat new to me. Just the way I organized everything. So yeah, the top I have my Weehaw bit set. There's my OTF and some other things. Camera. This guy that I made, that the lid comes off and I can fit the shorter cigars in, so it can always hold a cigar in it. My pen thing, there's the Olight O lamp guy, the Night Tour I think is what they call it. And on top of my printer I threw just a piece of wood with some pegs underneath, so it'll still print paper, and the paper can be pulled out from underneath of it without lifting it, and it just kind of again gives me just another flat surface at my desk to put things on top of. But yeah, that's what I got for you. Alright, I'm out of here.